Rome wasn't built in a day, but it was built over the course of centuries. Okay, so here's everything you need to know about Roman expansion. So this is the Mediterranean. In the early days of Rome, it looked a lot like this, just a small Italian peninsula, surrounded by big old mountains. But over the course of its existence, Rome would grow to encompass all of this. And that's a lot of land. So how exactly did Rome get so big? Well, let's talk about the Roman military. At its peak, the Roman military was a well-oiled machine consisting of hundreds of thousands of soldiers. These guys were disciplined, well-trained, and very, very violent. Their success on the battlefield led to the acquisition of lots and lots of land. And that land, once acquired, was usually held onto for dear life. Because losing territory meant losing tax revenue. So the military would conquer new lands, and then Rome's civil servants would come in and set up new provinces to collect taxes from these new lands. But why did Rome even want to expand in the first place? Well, there was a whole bunch of reasons. The Romans were driven by a desire for power, wealth, and security. As the Roman Republic began to grow, it became more and more powerful. More power meant more prestige, and with more prestige came the desire for even more power. It was also an age of imperialism and colonialism. Rome wasn't alone in wanting to expand its territory. And so as the Romans looked out across the Mediterranean, they saw lots of valuable land ripe for the taking. Lastly, Rome was able to expand because it was bordered by While Rome was a relatively small peninsula, it was surrounded by city-states and kingdoms who were much weaker and much smaller. As such, Rome was able to expand in every direction it chose. There were, of course, downsides to all this expansion. The more land you have, the harder it is to manage. And Rome spent a lot of time and energy keeping its far-flung territories in check. Expansion also required a massive military, which required a lot of money. And so, to fund its military, Rome would raise taxes, which was unpopular. And finally, the further away Rome's territories were from the core of the empire, the harder it was to effectively govern them. Still, none of these downsides were great enough to stop the expansion of Rome. And today we still see the impact of Roman expansion. Look at this map. All of the modern countries in red were once part of the Roman Empire. And so if you live in one of these countries, you technically live in Rome. You can thank me later. Comment below what historical journey you want to go on next.